the rumored mid-credit scene for Spider-Man, and what it tells us about the future of the MCU. Hey guys, before you get started, make sure you click that subscribe button, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Hey guys, got a little bit of a Spider-Man Far From Home update. Actually, it's an update that might have an overarching reach through the MCU. Recently, we've been getting a lot of reports from Spider-Man Far From Home that several people have seen the post-credit scene. Now, obviously, there's no way to confirm any of this information, but it's being carried far and wide, and the description is rather robust and detailed. Let's go ahead and run down the description real fast. The mid-credits scene starts off in a dark room with a chilling and villainous music. A defeated and sad-looking Mysterio looks out the window from a skyscraper at nighttime. A view of this shot is within a building looking outward so you can't see the building itself. A voice is heard in the background, which sounds Russian, which says something like, "He beat us once, but soon he's going to pay." Mysterio turns around and the voice is revealed to be that from the Chameleon in his costume. Mysterio then says, "Dimitri, thanks for having my back out there." Chameleon replies, "Don't worry, there are more of us." Right then, the music gets darker, while the Vulture, similar outfit as in Homecoming with a few mods. The Scorpion, outfit similar to comics, but a few differences. Shocker, different outfit from Homecoming, but looks like the classic red and yellow costume from the comics, and a man in a business suit walk in from another room. The businessman gathers the villains together and says, "I have a proposal." The camera pans out to the outside of the building, which is the old Stark Avengers Tower, which now has the name Oscorp in large green font at the same spot the Stark logo was. And then the scene ends. The source claims to have seen it twice. He did not know who the businessman was, although we are assuming it's Norman Osborn, and who the actor was who's playing him. Well, this begs a ton of questions. First and foremost, who's Norman Osborn? And we might already have a clue. According to regular Marvel Studios scooper Roger Wardell, Kevin Feige is super keen on casting The Walking Dead's David Morrissey in a future role in the movies. If you don't know him from the series, he's an awesome actor, and no one can blame him for wanting him. The guy that saw the post-credit scene didn't recognize the actor, but it's very possible he didn't make the connection to the show or isn't a fan of the show. He certainly knows how to play a bad guy after playing the governor on Walking Dead, so I'm pretty down with that. We won't have much longer to wait since we'll get to see the movie soon. I am fairly hopeful he is Norman Osborn. This actually has pretty far-reaching implications. We know that Sony and Marvel Studios have a deal to keep the Wallcrawler in the MCU for at least one more movie, but then what happens? Then it will be time to renegotiate. We've heard all the rumblings that Sony wants a Spider-Man Venom crossover, and they would love to have Tom Holland Spider-Man in some of their Spider-Man-verse movies. I have a hard time thinking that Kevin Feige would really fight hard for Spider-Man right now, considering he just got X-Men and the Fantastic Four back. But for them to introduce Norman Osborn as potentially a major villain in Phase 4, and somebody who can be an ongoing antagonist for several characters, I can't imagine some deal hasn't already been talked about or may have already been reached. The other major implication of this is the Sinister Six. This also plays a little bit into Sony, since for a long time Sony has really wanted to get a Sinister Six movie up and running. Personally, I feel like that would be a little too soon. There inevitably will be a sequel to Far From Home. I'm just not really sure if it's time for the Sinister Six already, but we'll have to wait and see. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like below, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.